Everything depends on your level of discipline, okay? Everything depends on your level of discipline. I told you that when it comes to your stomach, okay, the way in which your stomach is like this, okay? So when you begin to involve more food into your system, it begins to grow, okay? It will extend. There are muscles, and muscles can either relax or contract. So when it comes to you being able to eliminate and reduce your rate of eating, it will begin to clean, okay, reduce the size of your stomach to a particular level that it is like this. The more you continue, it begins to reduce it to a particular level like this. So the more you keep going, the less food that you actually have hunger for. So you will start canceling from one food and then going to two, and from two you go down to one, and then you will finally be able to absorb most of the sun's energy every day to satisfy your own self, whilst understanding that you still have something you call an alkaline nature, okay, and then an acid nature, which needs balancing. And that is what these fruits and nuts and seeds and smoothies are all about. Do you understand? It's about taking out the cabbage or the garbage of what is not longer serving you in a deeper context, and then feeding yourself with what actually works and causes a lot of improvement inside of your own being. The elimination process is going to happen, but you also need to be the one assisting in it, okay? So when it comes to someone that eats 5 times in a day, please, mostly you don't exercise. Okay, mostly these people, they don't exercise. Depending on the work that they do, they actually feel like me working overtime and eating overtime is actually normal. I don't have to do any exercise because exercise is already done. No, there's a conscious way of doing exercise and there's an unconscious way of doing exercise. When you do it unconsciously, you get a percentage of energy. But when you are doing it constantly, you get more of that particular energy. It's like you saying that, oh, the sun is up there, even if I don't feel it, or if I don't go outside and then to meditate, I'm okay, I'm still going to receive the sun energy. Yes, as compared to the one that actually sits outside, the person will beat you by 10%. Okay, you are somewhere 0.2 and the person have already beaten you by 10, because making conscious effort allows your cells to open up even a little bit more in order for you to absorb what is needed. Okay, so I hope this is understandable. Okay, this is of people that eat regularly 5 times in a day or more. When you are someone that consumes more than this, then you need to restructure this particular information to fit your way of dieting. Understand this. The comment section is available. If you practice it for a few days or a few weeks and then you are feeling certain kind of changes, be it that you are feeling this way or that way, you can always come back to the video and then you comment. I make sure that I read every one of you, your comment, and I make sure that those that needs replying, I'll definitely reply you. Okay? So this is what you do when you are someone that consumes a lot during the day. Okay? So let's go to the next one. Okay? So let's go to someone that eats 4 to 3 times a day. Okay, if you are someone that feeds on 4 to 3 times a day, the menu that was done for the ones that eat 5 times in a day, you can follow the same sequence by a way of you understanding that your elimination process is moving forward. It's by way of knowing that someone that eats 5 times in a day and someone that eats 3 times in a day have different states of energy. This one energy is like this and your energy have passed it like this. So once you understand this, the elimination process of your being, you need to be more conscious. Okay, you need to be more aware of every action that you take during your day. Okay, people that eat less in a day tend to have more hyper thoughts. You tend to have more thoughts proceeding inside of your mind, and it is these particular thoughts that travel inside of your mind is the ones that create the reality of the next days, and the next days is what creates the next days, and then it ended up creating what you call the future. Okay, this is how it is. If you are someone that is few, you absorb plenty energy from the sun than you actually know. Okay, someone that is few need to be very attentive about whatever that is happening inside and then outside of their own being. When it comes to the way that you perceive or you understand your environment, everything that has to do with your dream state, okay, I've also started showing you how to interpret your dreams on the other account. You can go there, subscribe to the channel, and then if you have a specific dream, then you can send it once in a week. I'll interpret it for free for you. Okay, good. Those of you that have already started sending me dreams, please, subscription is not payable. Just go and then you subscribe and then you come back. You are assisting us. This is free information, and the best you can show that I am very grateful for this information is by also assisting us so that we can be able to do certain things. Okay, very good. So when it comes to the dreaming state, every activity that happens on your day has a very good impact on this. When it comes to your body way of interpreting dreams to you, or your soul way of whispering whatever it is that you dream about that is in the physical self. Some of you ask yourself a lot of questions during day. You go through a lot of thoughts without realizing that the thought patterns that comes inside of your head are also arranged in certain frequencies. They are arranged in different frequencies. So depending on the one that you've actually given more energy to, that is what is going to be bringing, your soul is going to bring in the answers to you in the dream state. Okay? I made it clear that your dream states are divided into three. You have a way through which the soul speaks to you that you need to address the body. You have a way through the soul speaks to you that you need to address yourself. Okay? And we have a way through which the soul speaks to you about you connecting to the spirit, which is like you seeing the oneness of everything and then everyone. Okay? The entire collective consciousness. These are the three forms through which the dreaming brings you information. So once you begin to understand that if I dream about this, it means this. If I dream about that, it means this. Your life becomes much easier. You understand? It's by eliminating through the body that you get a deeper understanding of these particular states. Don't just sit there and then you are well wishing that I want to know this, but you are not willing to put in the work. So people that eat less in a day, be very conscious of the thoughts that comes in mind. Okay? If you are someone too that usually during the day you can fade out of thoughts, you are just there and then 1 minute you are quiet and the other minute you are back. You are 1 minute you are quiet and the other minute you are back. You are in between, okay? Hey, I didn't want to talk about this. So you are in the in between of what is happening currently, your current reality, and what can possibly happen. Okay, so those people, they can see the current moment and then re-envision it in a different form. You understand? It's a super ability. If you are able to stay conscious within it, seeing this particular event that is not good, you have seen a different context or a different timeline where that particular same incident occurred in a different manner that brought happiness and satisfaction. You are able to recreate a different outcome of this same experience while being in the middle. That is what the fading in and then the fading out is about. Okay? Let's stay on point. Okay? So your daily activities, when you are someone that eats 3 times in a day, when you wake up, always first things first, involve yourself with the lime. Lime is the best way of you eliminating first things in the morning. Lime has a very significant impact when it comes to your entire being. Lime has a way of causing your bacterial nodes of the body to open up and allow excretion. Do you understand? I told you that when it comes to those that are always saying, I exercise, the work is part of exercise. It is not. Okay, if you cannot do even any exercise, please get a particular coal pot. Okay, get a coal pot. Okay, light some fire. Okay, get some charcoal and light some fire and allow the heat wherever that you are inside of your room. You can burn it like 2 to 3 of them, and then you sit in the middle of that. Okay, or you can just lie down in the middle and allow the heat to pass through your cells. When the heat begins to get inside of your being, the pulse of your cells begins to open. Okay, so every form of the accumulated what is causing the pain or the baggages inside of your body, be it mentally, physically, anything that is inside of your being that isn't supposed to be there, it will begin to sweat it out. You call that particular thing urea. Okay, you call that particular thing urea. And 90% of the time, your sweat, it always tastes alkaline. It always tastes in a base form. It's always salty. You are the salt of the earth, the salt of the sea. You are the representation of the amniotic sac that you came out of inside of the uteruses of your mother. You understand? The waters that broke out first before you came into this world, those are the same waters that are making up your entire being. So once you are able to balance between alka and then acidity, everything begins to find out a very balanced form as the star facing up and as the star facing down. You become balanced. You are always in the middle. Never forget that. So you can burn these charcoals to sweat yourself, to just make yourself sweat a lot. After that, you go out, get your orange juice. After that, you go out, get your alkaline juice. After that, go out, get something that is of a coconut, or even coconut water is very, very, very good. It has a lot of electrolyte within it, okay? Coconut water has a lot of electrolyte. And when it comes to the electrolyte, it powers most of the potassium inside of your being. When it comes to electrolyte, it powers most of the sodium inside of your being. And these things are the one thing that is stopping your heart from suffocating. Because once your heart starts to suffocate, it simply means that your muscles aren't gaining enough energy. And once your muscles doesn't get enough energy, they begin to contract. And once they begin to contract, they begin putting pressure on your respiratory system, which is like the way in which you breathe. And when your respiratory system gets into a problem, then that is when your breathing begins to increase. You begin to breathe. When you look at people that are obese, people that have a higher rate of fat inside of them being, they breathe. They don't breathe normally. They talk and they are like that. Between their talking and then their breathing, they can't choose. Okay, so they're always balancing or struggling between these two. When it gets to that particular level, you need to understand. The third thing that goes is the calming down, okay, or the upgoing of your circulatory system, which usually causes the BP. And when you get to the BP and you are not very careful, then you go into cardiac arrest. Okay. Cardiac arrest is when your heart ceases to beat. When it beat and gets to a particular point that it doesn't know whether I should beat up or I should beat down, then it begins to vibrate like this. So every single blood cell inside of your being, your veins begins to contract. And when your veins begins to contract, blood doesn't move. So you can't even perform any action apart from just being there doing like this. And if someone finds you very easy, they can be able to prevent it. If not, you end up going flat line, okay? They'll pronounce you deceased. You understand? It's very simple like that. So if you are someone that eats 3 times in a day, what I'm telling you, wake up during daybreak, get most of the sun into your system, okay? Even if you are busy that you work, no problem. Just go out, pick a skipping rope, skip like 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 and keep growing, okay? Once you are skipping, you are powering your feet. Your feet is exactly what is connecting you to the earth, okay? There's a gradient system as your electro and then your magnetic field with you in the middle. So if you are always pumping your feet onto the earth, you are causing this particular energy to move, and that is going to cause your body to heat up. And when your body heat up, then you begin to sweat to excrete all these things. It's very good for you. If you are someone that exercises during daybreak, you have less of anxiety throughout the day than someone who actually doesn't exercise. You understand? You think more straight, you are more focused, you are more calm than someone who just wakes up and goes to work. It's a problem. You get depressed because the work that you are then, you as an electromagnetic being, everybody too also have an electromagnetic being just like you. But most people have the ability to pull energy. Okay? They have the ability to drain your energy because the way in which your aura field works is very different from the way in which someone else's aura works. Depending on what needs to be healed within your chakras will tell you the proximity or the strength that exists in each of your vibrational alignment. When you learn to align yourself right, you can protect your energy from being stolen. If not, your soul does charity. It doesn't know this person is different from myself. So whenever you see someone whose battery is at 10%, and then you are housing like 90%, it begins to give that person your energy. Okay? That's what it means to be selfless. That is why your soul is what it is. Okay? So look at this very carefully and understand that everything that you do as someone that is in a day all goes ahead to create the outcome of everything that you call the future. Okay? So if you are able to exercise, then you eat only noon. When the sun is almost up and then you eat. It doesn't mind the dieting. I'm not telling you to cut eating fufu all at once. No, I'm telling you to reduce the intake of it. And then you keep reducing the intake of it. And then you keep reducing until you finally is able to get a substitute for that particular fufu. Okay? So that this fufu, you can eat it, but you can eat it on weekends, or you can eat it 2 times in a week, or you can eat it 1 time in a week. Do you understand? It's not about abstaining yourself from food. It is not possible. It is just going to cause an obsession. Okay? It's not about you say, oh, I'm going vegetarian. No, you are still going to be thinking about meat. You didn't just grow up being a vegetarian. So being a vegetarian is not inside of your system. You have to learn to be balancing it gradually. And the more awareness that you gain, the more level of vibration that you grow. And the more vibration that you grow, the easier it is for you to let go of the fufu, eating 5 times fufu in a week. You begin to trim it down to a particular level that you will feel and understand the benefits of it inside of your own being. So that when the need of fufu arises, you can tell the fufu that, okay, let's wait till tomorrow. Let's wait till 3 days. Let's wait till 4 days. Then you'll be able to control your own self. You understand? It's very simple like that. In the evening, you can take your smoothies. Never eat anything that is very heavy after the sun falls down. Okay? I have tried it. I have been eating when the sun goes down. And I know exactly what I'm talking to you about. Do you understand? This is personal experience. I've been paralyzed for 8 years now. Okay? 8 years now. And I know a lot, okay, when it comes to what I'm talking to you about. Do you understand? I put in the practice, I put in the juicing, I put in the herbs, I put in everything that I'm telling you. Do you understand? So if you are able to incorporate it inside of your own self, one thing that we are all connected to as a universal being is the fact that we all came from nature. Okay? So whatever nature thing that I'm drinking, be it of this coconut water that I boiled, or be it of the orange that we eat, all of us get a certain percentage of it. All of us get a certain level of processing from it. Just like the sun, it doesn't discriminate. It gives energy to all. So once you understand this, things begin to get very easy. So this is for people that are eating 4 to 3 times in a day. If you understand this, then it's very good. You incorporate it inside of your being and everything will begin to be a smooth sailing. Okay? So now let's go to the pros. Okay? People that eat twice or once in a day. Okay? When it comes to these particular people, I want you to understand very specific thing about yourself. Okay? You absorb more energy from the sun than anyone inside of this world. Okay? Because everyone inside of this world, the physically manifested form of yourself, which you call the body, still requires alkaline and it still requires acidic. Okay? Those are the 2 variable forms of yourself. You have to feed on the earth. You have to feed from nature. No matter who you are, your body still needs it. It's not about absorbing the energy of the sun at 100%. You cannot do that. So you will have to encode nature into your own being. As time goes on, when your cells begins to change that particular form from where they are into a different form that they begin to vibrate very fast, then no one will tell you that you can actually feed from the sun directly without needing any food. But if you are someone that feeds once in a day, I want you to understand the simple fact that when it comes to your thought, your way of thinking, you have the ability to create, okay, and manifest easily than anyone inside of this world. The problem when it comes to your level of creation and your level of manifestation always happens to deal with what you call material or physical, okay? Okay, it always happens to be with you manifesting things material. 90% of us wants to manifest what inside of this world that makes all life better, which is money. Everybody wants to know how to create and then to manifest money inside of their lives. But 90% of the time, your sole purpose isn't connected to money yet until you've understood a certain aspect part of yourself and then to heal it. So even if you are someone that eats 2 to once in a day, your level of creativity, if you are not in alignment with the purpose through which your soul is trying to educate you or is trying to move you, then it becomes very difficult. You create unconsciously. Okay? You create unconsciously. And when it comes to unconscious level of creation, it is always 90% of what this reality projects to you and then 10% of what you actually feel about yourself. So in a simple manner, you think of negative things and you accept negativity, then you are actually open to positivity because you have tried creating positive outcome of your life, which is like you wanting money and it never comes. You understand? Everybody inside of this world wants money. Money is good. Money is never evil. Money is an energy form just like everything inside of this world. When you understand it, it's not about, hey, money frequency is this and my frequency is this, so I'm trying to attract money. No, it's like you taking a particular herbal medicine to go inside of you and then to cure your leg. Okay? Herbal medicine, when it gets inside of your being, nature's medicine gets inside of your being, it doesn't treat the leg. It treats where the most problem is currently. So if it is like one of your leg is having problems, and then the other hand is having bigger problems in which you have not been notified, if you take the medicine, it goes inside and it goes to your left hand and then start healing it from there. You don't control it. It knows where the emergency is, so it heads there straight. That is exactly what happens when it comes to you manifesting things. You are wanting your soul to give you money. Your soul is telling you that you need to ground yourself. Your soul is telling you that you need to start listening to nature. You need to start connecting to birds. You need to start listening to the inside of yourself instead of wanting from the outside. Because most of us, we actually feel like, if I'm able to have the superpower to create things, I can make things better. No. That is what self-deception is about. Okay? That is what self-deception is about. And the spirit sees you. The soul knows you. Okay? So immediately you are given the power to do things very differently. You will turn anti. You will become dangerous to yourself and dangerous to people. You will find different ways to convince yourself that whatever it is that you are doing with that power is good. You will fight with yourself to keep that power, and that is always the problem. When you understand what power is, you will not want it. Power is not something that you want. Power chooses you, and when power chooses you, then that means that you are in a balance form between your left side and then your right side. That way it can't control you. You give it freely when it comes, and then you allow it to flow. You don't cause stagnation. But as long as you are not in a balance form and you are trying to manifest things, that gives you enormous power over things inside of this world. And your soul sees that if I allow you to have this particular money, you are going to end up forgetting healing your regret. Okay? You are going to end up forgetting healing your fear. Then there is no need for you to have money. You will struggle to make money. Money will never find you. You understand this? It's a very simple way. Okay? So when it comes to people that eat 2 to 1 times in a day, your thoughts are always very sharp. Okay? Instead of you actually focusing on the outside of yourself, wanting things to go on, because like awakening journey, it has a way of always creating a momentum pressure. Okay, it always has a way of creating a momentum pressure, just like the way you have a bow and then an arrow. Okay, this is a bow and then an arrow all the way to the back. Okay, so you have to insert the bow. Let me draw the bow and arrow right. Okay, so something like this. This is the bow. Okay, and it goes all the way out. So the way in which it does, life is going to hold you at this end, and then it is going to pull you. The pulling is the percentage of yourself that you need to heal from. Okay? So everything that is happening on the outside is the reflection of the chaos that is happening on the inside. You still fighting to accept, you still fighting to overcome is what is being reflected to the outside. People living your life, you disconnecting yourself from people, you begin to enjoy things that people don't like, you beginning to go to places that people don't want to go, shows the chaos nature inside of your own self. That is like the bridge, okay? That is the bridge that fear puts between you and everything that you want inside of this world. And once you are able to cross to the other side, then you begin to accept, okay? You just accept what life brings, and then you gratify life every single day. And the more gratification means more happiness. And the more happiness inside of your life means things that you want. And things that you want, you will definitely manifest. It's simple like that. Okay? It's very simple like that. If you don't watch your thoughts, if you don't watch through which you understand and then interpret yourself through the emotions that you release, you are going to end up feeding 90% of your unconscious self of the things that you do not want inside of this reality. And I told you, whether you know it or not, it is what creates the reality that you will experience in the future. The more conscious you are of yourself, the more you get grasp of however that you feel. If you are not conscious, then you begin to create people eat once in a day, twice in a day, but they don't have a higher state of consciousness. You can see others being junkies. You can see others being different lots of things that they don't get food to eat every day. Okay, they don't get food not even once or twice every week. They eat only little, but still they don't have the awareness of themselves, because if they are able to harness and understand themselves in this particular context, they can turn that hunger into awakening. Okay? They can turn that hunger into an awakening. It's very simple. You understand? It's very, very simple. So if you are this particular kind of person, I would definitely prefer that you get more seeds. Okay? It doesn't matter if it is chia seeds, mustard seed, all different kinds of seeds. Although, yes, seeds are very expensive. Okay? And then you get nuts, walnuts, berry nuts every time. Okay? You can also get berries. Okay, berries has a way of boosting your nervous system. I try eating it, but it is very costly. Okay, so you can get berries, raspberries, grape berries, all those berries. No, you include them inside of your being. Eat more of these. If you don't have the ability to do so, then please depend on the ones that are much easier. Okay, go for pear. Okay, pear satisfies you a lot without actually costing you anything. Okay, you can also go for mangoes. Okay. You can also go for oranges. You can also go for lime. You can go for vegetables that are of great green. Okay, there are others that are physically modified. We have something that we call the kotomri. That one, no matter where you meet it at, it is always from a place where fertilizer doesn't get to. People intentionally grow it these days. Oh, so you can get this one. You will mash it. You will eat it, and then you will reap the benefits of your mind throughout. Okay. Because most of you actually feel like everything that happens that I want is always on the outside. No, the beauty that you want, everything that you want inside of this world is inside of yourself. Okay? I'm not against you using makeup, but when it comes to you doing makeup, okay, the makeup is what you see yourself as on the inside. Do you understand? The makeup is what you see yourself when you look at yourself on the mirror. You want to be this person. That means that person is inside there somewhere. The things that the cosmetics that you use for the makeup is the same cosmetics that exist in nature. They didn't pluck it from a different planet and brought it to this world. That means that if you understand the items that they use in making this makeup, you can definitely find these items in nature, okay, in their rawest form, and then you begin to encode this inside of your own being and watch your cells turn, okay? Watch your cells turn from you looking at yourself and you're not satisfied to exactly how you want yourself to look like. You are able to cause a mutation and regeneration of your cells. Do you understand what that means? Huh? You created an entire body inside of your mother's stomach. Do you understand? You can cause this body to mutate into any form that you want. Losing weight, they'll tell you to drink this, and this part of you will shrink. Do you understand how that works? Do you understand how simple it is for you to gain whatever it is that you want? But when you are putting these ones on top of you, when you keep using it so much, it begins to cover up the potholes of yourself because you don't sweat enough, because most of you rather cover your sweating up rather than sweating freely. Okay? You don't sweat enough, you don't exercise enough, you don't encode much of the elimination process inside of your being that ends up coming up to the surface and then ruining how you look like in the next 10 to 20 years. We'll look at you and we'll see this part of you being very red, okay, very red and pink, like the road to my house. And you look at this part of your forehead that looks like, what? Okay? It will end up degrading once the cells lose their ability to keep it functioning at 100%. And your cells is what you refuse to help by eating things and causing what is of nature to reproduce and then to regenerate everything inside of your system. It's very simple like that. Okay? Yeah. So I hope this is very easy for you to understand in a way that you can structure your own dieting system to suit yourself. Okay? I want us to do it very simply like this. Then we can go back to the industry and how they modify your cells into turning people into gay people, okay? And how it is actually goes to affect everything that exists in particular nature, everything that has its nature form and the reflected form of itself. We'll go back there. We'll talk about the industry. We'll talk about the DDs inside of this Ghana and then everything in Africa.